and I'm live. So I'm gonna play Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, and the grind towards hero status continues. But not before I'm doing some standard housekeeping stuff here, turning off the chat. There's some other stuff that I do. Well, put restrictions on the chat. Here we go. Ta-da. It's the first few minutes of being live and making changes to the streams. So I went to YouTube and clicked so that only people have been subscribed to me, whether I pick 2 weeks or 1 week, in the comments. And they can only leave a comment every 23 seconds. And on Rumble here, I'm going to click enable slow chat and then enable subscriber only chat, which means only people subscribe to my Rumble can leave comments there. So I'm intending to continue my Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. And it's like this game is I like the game. Okay, now the maker of the game, Hideo Kojima, is a deep state shill. Okay, and speaking of my last nerve, he was forced out of the pandemic before it happened because that's part of what the deep state Leonardo controls from behind the scenes. Okay, now I could change the title Truth of the Game if I want to because it's a feature. So it has featured Truth of the Game. So here's the point. The truth, okay. There are people who need to learn from me. I'm like in the matrix of the guy with the daily glasses that can see the truth in society, and I get persecuted, taught by the deep state. Now, this this world system, what's 84 minus 23? 80, 70, 60, 4, 61, whatever. So it's like I'm engaging like some so there's a mental exercising. So it's, I'm not great at math at all times, put it like that. So it's not my strongest suit currently. So anyway, that's the point. So it's the same. What's hit to minus 14? It's 60. 70 minus 14. 70, 60 to 60. 59, 58, 58, it's 58, okay. And I know that I'm thinking because it's hard, okay, and stuff. So I'm not gonna do too much of that, but it's like whatever, there's different modes of operating. So anyway, it's the thing. We're not doing quick maths, okay? Quick maths. Your girlfriend and I got the sauce, hot sauce, no ketchup, raw sauce, okay? Make perspiration king. Man can never be hot, okay? Man can never be hot, but Mike is sweating. Man can never be hot. But Mike is sweating. Man can never be hot, okay? Achtung, Achtung, okay? There's a guy who had a freestyle on the British radio station, and he had one of his freestyles all the time. Yo, I'm gonna let you finish, but that guy had one of his freestyles all the time. So, perspiration king. Man can never be hot, okay? So what I support, all jokes aside, so okay, here's the truth. There are people are asleep to it, and most people are asleep in the matrix. I'm like me in the matrix. I woke up out of the matrix. That's why I can make videos showing breaking down, decoding, deciphering pop culture, movies, music videos, show you foreshadowing, show the deep state, hiding hidden messages in plain view about what they're doing to you, what they're gonna do. It's because I'm like in the Matrix for real. Or the guy in the Daily movie, John Carpenter, Roddy Piper, where I can see the truth in plain view that most people are blind to. I woke up out of the Matrix. Okay. I've also decoded the Matrix movie. My commentary is Neo is a Christian. And that remains a commentary. My decode of the Neo, the Matrix movie. Neo is a Christian is the hidden plot. He's a guy that starts out being lost, gets saved, and then lives as a saved person. Simply that. I can make long form content, break it down more. I have. Uh, no, anyway, I said, but most times I teach from memory, and sometimes I kind of let's make it a bit different. I go live and show them scenes and play it and stuff. But whatever, here's the point. I'm not being paid enough to zero to do that. Anyway, here's the point. So in this live stream, I tend to go out to Metal Gear Solid 5 and it got me into the truth. So the most people are asleep in the matrix. They don't live in reality. It's like they sleep. They're ignorant of pertinent facts. They don't know how the world really works. They don't know. It's like they believe it's like, oh, you have the media, you have podcasters, YouTubers, you have the schooling system. It's like that. It's like the deep state Illuminati psychopathic power leads control this whole world from behind the scenes. They control it all. Understand? They control politics, they control the music industry, the movie industry. And one of the things that they do is they will hide the truth in plain view. So if they plan to do something big, they will hint at it before they do. If they're doing something big right now, they will let you know. So foreshadowing is something that they put in my videos before, where the deep state will hide in plain view what they're doing to you. And I've had some unique finds. They always move airplane with decoder that has foreshadowed 9/11 attacks. So before the deep state pulled off the World Trade Center 9/11 attacks, they were hinting at what they were going to do in the future in Hollywood movies, pop culture. And the unique find to me is the 1989 Always movie. And Die Hard also contains foreshadowing of the 9/11 attacks. I've also found foreshadowed the pandemic in pop culture, the Law series, some of the episodes, and the Resident Evil movie. I count that as an incident foreshadow pandemic. Foreshadow meaning they will, hey, here's what's going to happen in the future, the deep state. They make things happen in this world. Okay. So, yeah, I can't hit the Kojima as a deep state shield like a puppet, okay? And he's put in a lot of foreshadowing in the Metal Gear. I think it was released 2015. And there's foreshadowing of the pandemic, where part of the game plot is a virus that spreads vocal cord parasites. And part of the lore is so specific, it's like that's a perfect, it's not a perfect match, okay? Things rarely are even close to a perfect match, but somebody like me can see what they're referencing, okay? Even though it's not perfectly lining up. So in the Metal Gear Solid 5, this video game, part of the storyline is this a virus that spreads vocal cord parasites. And it infects people that speak Congo, a certain African dialect or language. So that's like there's some specifics to the game. Okay, it's not that only people got sick during the pandemic that spoke a certain language, but in the game they're referencing this foreshadowing the MGS5 video game on the pandemic, where basically this virus that spreads, which leads to quarantine, and you running in a full operating base had to put some of your own men in quarantine. Okay, and it gets even darker when it's like a kill off of the people in quarantine, the infected. Not we didn't get that with the pandemic that we had, where it's like people are quarantined and unalived. Okay, uh, but it's I do count as a reference to the pandemic, a foreshadowing. I've also decoded Truth Hidden Plain View Metal Gear Solid 1. That's not about decodes. Metal Gear Solid 1, the video game, decoded. Snake is a type of Christ and Samson, where Snake goes to Shadow Moses Island on a rescue mission. And I saw the bunch of the public nation ritual to try to put this down, like act like I'm at a lower level, but really I'm brilliant and a genius out here doing things that nobody else in the body of Christ be doing. There's no other Christian pastor, Bible teacher, podcaster that's been able to do this like amazing, impressive stuff I've been able to do. It's like break down and decode, discern the truth in the pop culture and Satan's world system, and decode Hollywood movies and let you know the hidden plain the truth, no kind of film movie. And first telling you that sugar symbolizes the satanic psychopathic power leads and the substance sugar. And another layer is Llewellyn is a Christian, okay? And I've broken that down. So I have people that sell out, like Tom Segal, Pastor Tom Segal, the Bible Church. He will work to do like saddle, like gas side, be like, I make a video, decode a Metal Gear Solid, be like, yeah, so they make fun of it and say, it's like, oh, little Timmy went to school. What did you learn in school today? Well, there was somebody on a rescue mission somewhere to some island that blew up. It's like, and I was like, oh yeah, and it's trying to make it sound like what I'm doing is silly and like low level, when in reality it's like at a level that nobody else is at. It's long at the top. Nobody else is doing this. So I'm a seer, understand? What say to the seer, see not, okay? I'm a person that's rare in my ability, and I'm very attractive in that, which what I had to work so hard to keep Christians, like do the Bible church, they're falsifying my videos because know the things that I can do that nobody else can do, okay? They're not even like at a low level, this, understand? It's like a niche that only I'm in, understand? There's nobody else doing the type of stuff that I do. So it's not even like comparative. It's like some people are doing the thing that I'm doing at a lower level and I'm better than. No, no, no. There's nobody else in the body of Christ that are doing what I'm doing. Like decoding, I had that ability. I'm not a one trick pony like a one off. It's like I had to be like watch moves, I find hidden truths. Because in this world system, the deep state that control Hollywood and the game industry, movie industry. They have an MO, an agenda, modus operandi, a way of operating, um, where they will tell on themselves. So I'm pretty much like Alan Turing during World War II, only not gay. In what way I'm similar to him, autistic, and be able to crack codes that the enemy is flying in plain view, understand? And be able to crack the code and tell, oh, I decrypted the Enigma machine, the cipher, and I can tell you what the deep state psychopathic evil people are doing. Okay. And some of it will be even like not as nefarious. So in the No Country for Me movie, Decoder, Deciphered, it's Anton Chigurh symbolizes the substance sugar, is the hidden message, and the psychopathic deep state power elites that use sugar as a sound weapon. They've guided the public eating high sugar diet as part of how to control people. A lot of people are dying yearly as a result. One of the ways the sugar kills is causing tooth infections, and there's a connection between tooth infections and heart attack strokes. Okay. Another way sugar makes you fat. So it's easy for me to argue for this. Like you could talk to doctors appointment, I think they agree with me. Meaning, if people are fat, are they more likely to die? Like if a person is fat, are they more likely to die the next decade versus a person slim? And they go, yeah, it's like all cause mortality. Being obese makes you more likely to be dead within the next decade if you stay obese versus if you slim down. Okay. So sugar makes people fat. That's one way that it kills. Sugar makes it creates cavities, tooth infections that can lead to heart attacks and strokes. Okay. See Tom Levy's video, Tom Levy, MD, root canal. Search on YouTube and look at the video. Okay. And there's more than one video where he's talked about this. So my analysis of No California movie is Enter Shigur is a symbol. He represents the deep state psychopathic power elites and one of the silent killers, Sugar. See? And notice how Anton Shigur uses silent weapons. A pressurized air tank is a quiet weapon. He kills people with open doors with it. He also has a suppressed shotgun, like a Remington 870, I think it might be, semi-auto, 12 gauge with a huge suppressor on it. Okay, so he's a silent killer. See, literally using silent, suppressed, quiet weapons. Okay, and I'm telling you that he symbolizes the deep state Illuminati, the power elites that controls it from behind the scenes. And one of their silent killers that are using to control society, and now people are dying. See, so they got the mass eating high sugar diet by design, and that's helping to keep people mentally dulled, easy to deceive and control, and people also dying at a higher rate yearly in America. The deeper level decode, after watching the movie several times and dealing with scenes, one of the tells when I watch the video, I'm telling you, it symbolizes sugar is the hidden message. Llewellyn is an American in the hospital. Why? Because of sugar. So he's hospitalized because of sugar. See, he's in the hospital because of sugar. Okay, literally, like the hotel, where this bounty hunter played by not Orson Welles, what the guy's name, uh, Woody Harrelson. Okay, so he's like, he had an idea he's out to get it. So he's in there because he had an encounter with sugar. He's in the hospital because of sugar. In that scene, he goes, "Do you know who's hunting you?" He goes, "No, but I saw him. You saw him, and you're like," and they go, "Sugar." They go, "Sugar." So at one part of the movie, Anton Chigurh, played by Javier Bardem, is literally referred to explicit as SUGAR, sugar. See? It's like a little tell. The one is the hospital because of sugar, it's the American in the hospital because of sugar. And sugar the cat, which I'm telling you, the hidden message movie is anti-sugar symbolizes sugar, the substance, okay, and the deep state. He's literally called Sugar by Llewellyn at one point in time, played by Josh Brolin. Okay. But the guy Sugar? He's like, no, Sugar. But still, it's like kind of off playable as a joke or like a misspeaking, but it's literally referred to as sugar. Okay. So I'm saying he symbolizes sugar. Okay. There's a hidden message. Okay. Mike's a movie decal. It's another scene that's part of he goes into the gas station and to Sugar. There's like a Snickers bar behind him or something like this. And he goes, how much? Puts like a candy bar wrap or something like this on it, and for the gas, 69 cents. When I was watching that, my intuition was that's relevant. I bet if I go Google research like facts about sugar, there'd be some 69 numbers from up that's relevant. Sure enough, I Google and it came to mind like the line to type the advent of sugar. And I type in the advent of sugar in Google and I find this graph here. Hold on. I actually, since I made videos before talk about this, I have a graphic on this topic here. Oh, hold on. Sugar's natural ingredient has always been a diet. Sugar was only discovered by Western Europeans as a result of the Crusades in the 11th century, and the first sugar was scored in England in 1069. Sugar, I'm telling you, Anton, sugar represents sugar, symbolizes sugar is the hidden message in my decode. And sugar goes into a gas station. How much? And the guy goes 69 cents. See? Okay, see? So a lot of people, I'm not gonna play small. I'm a genius. I'm brilliant. I'm an autistic savant. I'm a power by guy. I'm like Neil the Matrix, the guy in the daily movie with the glasses that can see the truth in society. And that makes me dangerous to deep state power leads because of being this type of person. And I end up being persecuted in the supermarket. Gang stalkers are sent there to harass me, the cops and everybody. Because part of this world system you're living in, the Emperor's no clothes, is that blockbusters are like they're part of what they are. It's like almost like a documentary, okay? Where it's like part of this world we live in. The deep state have an agenda, an MO, where they will kind of tell on themselves and in a hidden way in music videos, movies, series, become like we're planning a major pandemic up ahead, okay? 5, 10, 15 years before they pull it off. We're planning the 9/11 attacks. Two towers will be go down on 9/11 in the 1989 Always movie, airplane firefighter movie. And that's a unique find. I found that in like this force at 9/11 here. And I've been making videos breaking that down too. And Die Hard. Okay. Trust me, I've been doing 9 years. Trust me, I've been doing 11 years. Syntax paid on airplane. Okay. And the next movie in the sequel is terrorists have hijacked a more control airliners trying to crash them into stuff. Okay. So it's like part of what I'm able to do, I'm able to do this, is because my brain, because I have excellent recall and pattern recognition ability. Okay. And if it wasn't for God help me to know the health fitness truth I've been teaching people, I don't think that despite having a 138 plus IQ, uh, and commonly correlated with a strong brain, like a powerful brain, a high IQ, it's like tells of a high IQ. Linguistic ability, having easy time, quicker time others to learn new languages and instruments and so this. Those are tells. Another tell of a high IQ without IQ tests and indications is good pattern recognition ability and recall, meaning memory. Okay. And think about the nuts and bolts in the natural how I end up being able to do these videos. A lot of it is relying on pattern recognition ability and having good recall about baseline. Okay. Now I'm not like I'm spiritualizing it because part of discernment is a spiritual gift. And if you get saved, you have more discernment. So there's people that have a higher IQ than I do. Okay, I'm in the 98%. I have a genius level IQ confirmed by a psychologist administered IQ test. Okay. I mean, after giving an IQ test, told me I recommend apply for Mensa. They said, we don't give you the number score. Okay. But you scored really high on the IQ test. And maybe you should try applying for Mensa. I don't know if you heard about Mensa. I go, yeah, maybe you should try applying for. Okay. And what he wrote down in words, I'm extraordinary talent, borderline gifted status of the devil. Okay. So based off of that, okay, and everybody knows my life says you're the smartest person I've met. And a lot of people I know will be life. Said things like that. Okay. So anyways, the point. And so that's really how I'm able to do this in the natural is having a rare pattern recognition ability coupled with rare recall, which are indicators of a high IQ, like a powerful brain. I'm also autistic, so possibly it's a little bit of like autistic savant thing going on there. You see me quoting the Bible verse. A lot of times I go live. I don't teach from memory. I don't have to prepare. I do a better job teaching doctors sermons sometimes than people that prepare 2 weeks about a script and prepare and need to have a book. That my how well I can quote the Bible, which I'm not doing in my license from memory. I could preach the gospel right now, just Bible verses only. 1 Corinthians 3 to 4. För det var inte först av that person had Christ died for us sins according to scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to scriptures. Acts 16, 30, 31, and brought about and said, Sir, so was to be saved, and they said, Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and thou shalt be saved, and thy house. Ephesians 2 9. For by grace are you saved through faith, that not of yourself, it is a gift of God, not of works, man should boast. Romans 4 3. What's it the scripture? Abraham believed God was counted for righteousness. Okay. And Revelation 20:15, which is warning you about if you don't believe this verse to get saved. Rev 20:15, and whosoever was not found with the book life was cast in the lake of fire. Okay. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord. Okay. So this is the type of stuff I can do. And when I go live a lot of times, I wasn't planning to talk about the No California movie, but I have enough recall where I can from memory. That's most of my videos when I do decodes. It's me live on my phone and then teaching. There's a scene where there's this detail, and then this paracognition was like, I remember reading facts about sugar. Sugar causes oxidative stress inflammation. There's a scene where Anthony Shiguro, remembering that, no conforming with paracognition, where he sets fire to a vehicle, goes into pharmacy. A lot of people that end up in a pharmacy is because they had oxidative stress inflammation, destructed the human health, fire in the body for many years. They end up having health problems, go to a pharmacy to collect medicines. Okay, see? And notice how that's like the nuts and bolts now, or I end up being able to see this and teach it. It's remembering the scenes, remembering articles, facts about sugar I read on some blog somewhere, a clip from a Tom Levy video, something like this, a podcast I watched 2 years ago, and I'm remembering that, and then this pattern recognition. I'm remembering this detail, this, and then this pattern recognition. See, so that's how it works, like the nuts and bolts of it. Okay, see, so, and I'm not gonna play small. Okay, how's that humbling Mike Side work out for you, by the way? Keep playing what you got. Okay, I got a deputy. That's a joke. That's a reference. There's a guy called Cat Williams. Okay. Uh, and he's got like a skit, Judge More Dollars. What do you say about what's it? There's a guy, Judge More Dollars, okay? And he's got like a deputy. And then he's running a courtroom there, holy court. And it's like a guy, he's like a doofus, he's like just sitting there being an idiot. And he's the judge deputy and stuff like this. And then the guy is like being an idiot. And he goes, just get back to playing what you got. And he's like spinning his revolver still there in the courtroom and just playing what he's got. He said, get back to playing your gun, guy. Or something. He keeps doing the court thing. The what I support, okay. So also, Judge Cat Williams has a bit where he talks about it's like certain place in Hollywood, so for this, you get invited to a mansion party, and it's everything seems normal, but it's like you open the wrong door and there's like stuff going on that you don't want to know about, stuff like this. Okay, see, it's like he might have been at a dinner party and ended up lubed up and strapped to a chair and having dinner on a train, or I don't know, but it's like that might be his way to fight back. Understand? It's like he's a small guy. It'd be hard for him to fend off like the Didi going for like on the hunt for it. That's understand. It'd be hard for him to be able to block that, to block like a Didi attack, like a full on lubed up. Here I go, I'm Didi. Understand? Coked up on fentanyl and lubed up, and he's got a full reaction just sprinting at Cap Williams and like sorry to just get it in there. Understand? It'd be hard for Cap Williams to be able to prevent that. I think. So if that happened to you, Kat, I'm sorry, but it's like whatever. There's nothing that there's not an amount of vitamin C that can fix other stuff. There's like whatever. Uh, also, I'm the most competent person when it comes to a new form of psychiatry, where it's like orthomolecular, it's like talk therapy combined. It's like I could do psychotic stuff, like talk, but aided with supplementations. If I would be talking to somebody about the mental health problems, there's things I can talk to them about stuff, but it's also gonna be supplements. Okay, see, I've talked about this before. Psychiatry, it's advanced to the rear. It's like contemporary psychiatry. It's a lot of it is like either just trying to talk to ghosts or feeling bad out of your head, or big pharma drugs. Okay, see. So if the person's depressed because they got neuroinflammation and vitamin C niacinamide deficiencies, and you try to talk to the person, it won't work. You can't upregulate the vitamin C daily by talking to the person once a week, okay? And then all you have the other tool is big pharma drugs, okay, pharmacia. And if the only tool that you have is a hammer, every problem is somehow forced to become a nail, okay? See? So talk therapy not that effective in addressing vitamin deficiencies, what the cause for a lot of mental health problems, okay? And the only other option they have is big pharma drugs. Then, okay. Now, I would say this. If I would end up getting the job as a psychologist, know what I know, I'd be fine if I tried to prescribe supplements to patients and vitamins. So a person finds themselves in the system, even if they have like good, they're looking to want to help people. It's like they're good hard psychiatrists want to help people with depression, something like this. They wouldn't even be allowed to prescribe high dose niacinamide to the patients for depression, anxiety, or paranoid schizophrenia or something like this. If they wanted to, the doctor, the psychologist, they wouldn't be allowed to prescribe a paranoid schizophrenic that is presented with auditory visual hallucinations and being in a agitated stress state. Okay, they wouldn't be allowed to prescribe high dose niacinamide, vitamin B3, to the patient in a Swedish psychiatry hospital or like a clinic, another clinic. They wouldn't be allowed to. So even if the psychiatrists believe in that could help, they wouldn't be allowed to prescribe and like ordain high dose niacinamide to a paranoid schizophrenic. Okay. See, they wouldn't. They wouldn't be allowed to prescribe high dose ashwagandha to lower cortisol, the stress hormone, in conjunction with high dose ascorbic acid vitamin C. The psychoactive vitamin C stress buster. Even that publication admits to the stress reduction effects of vitamin C. See psychoactive vitamin C stress buster. So I do believe that it's like, unfortunately, so to be great, they have to be willing to be misunderstood, mocked, and ridiculed. Smart minds can comprehend great spirits. You know what Einstein said too? Another thing about smart people, they sound like crazy people to dumb people. And either that's a real Einstein called one of these things that things he never said in a picture. Okay, so here's a point. Yeah, I'm not shying away from the fact that I'm kind of a big deal. Okay, I'm kind of a big deal. Okay. Now, anyway, here's a point. So the point is this. Okay. My main point is this, and my second point is tertiary. So here's the thing. Okay. So it's like whatever. So yeah, Tom, leave if you're watching this. Okay. Hey Tom, can I show you something? And it's like there has to be the setup. As Tom asks, like, how are you having such effect in helping people improve their lives and making them live forever? Okay. And he goes, yeah, I've seen the baseball hat before. Very funny guy. No, 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 Tom. It's the symbol, Tom. It's the cross where the drop of blood. Christ Jesus shed his blood for the sins of the world on the cross. And people who trust in Christ Jesus for their salvation, including trusting what he did, shedding his blood for the sins of the world, dying for the sins of the world, being buried, rising from the dead, they receive salvation, eternal life. Okay. And that's a reference joke. And you see some of these show up sometimes in my videos because it's a reference joke where, okay, where it's like there's one of the Tom Levy podcasts that are in the like archives. This Tom Levy was talking to somebody and it's like he tells a story about being a Jew working with a guy with 88 initials in alphabetical code, Hal Huggins, 88, okay? Which, interesting enough, is something that neo-Nazis and Nazis are being on the 88, okay? Because in alphabetical code, A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. H, the letter H equals to 8, and 9 is I, okay? A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, D equals 4, E equals 5, G equals 7. The point is age is 8. So this Jew, Tom Levy, was working as an intern or something like this at a guy's dental clinic, a guy called Hale Higgins. So that there will be like Nazi. Okay. Now a person could have the initials triple K, like Carl Cracks Karlstrom, and does that make him a racist because he has got those initials if you believe it his name? Not necessarily. But anyway, here's the point. I just find it as an interesting anecdote. Maybe it's the Freemason world architects that's in and playing sinister about his life and like working to nudge screw him into just like make an opening over here. And this guy has got a brain on him. We could get him in academia or some kind of doctor stuff. So let's get him in here. And it fits with the name Tom Levy. It's a border word. And then Hell Hagen's guy's a Jew. So it's like make up for the Holocaust. Have Tom Levy get some very healing truth by being here or something like this. Okay. So it's like, that's not enough. A little bit too late. Okay. But you get the idea. Okay. That's a different topic. The cosmocratums and how they work to manage the matrix system, where they actually work to play games with people's names. I've been talking about this for years, where it's like, I'm a target video. The deep state are gonna send like an agent into my life, the periphery. They have a guy with the same name as me. Okay. Okay, they had like a guy called Mike over here, Mike over there. I'm not joking. If you're target video, their name is Joe. They probably might have like a guy missing next to neighbor. His name is Joe, and your mother starts dating some guy, and she met a guy called Joe. Okay, and then do you understand? Then your sister like also Joe, and it'd be like they're sending agents into life, and they can't tell on themselves. Understand? And then they can play games, be like, well, you were mean to somebody once. So when we have this agent be mean to your mother, it's because you are Joe and you were mean to somebody once. So just giving you back what you, it's like this is called by the weird psychological mind games. Now, all these type of things are many things to say hard to be understanding your dollar hearing. And pretty much anything that I get into, I master things that and get to high level competence that people have spent 40 years studying something. I have more competence in psychiatry, like working to heal mental patients of mental. I'm better to panic attacks and deal with anxiety, depression, OCD, things like this, than the average psychiatrist. And I just get into this. And I master things in a few years that people have and get to high level of mastery, you could say, that people, high level competence people spend 40 years in this a niche to doing this like one trick pony. And it's like I can get to a master level in this just quickly get into it and this other thing. Oh, health fitness coach on YouTube. I'm already within years more valuable. My YouTube channel, Greg Brissett, Mike Israel, Ben Asadi. Just a few years on YouTube is already more valuable as a health fitness teacher. Okay. And they might be doing it for 10, 20 years. They focus on that one thing constantly. Okay. So I'm bigger than Mike Israel. Okay. I'm bigger than Mike Israel and Greg Brissett combined. I'm bigger than Mike Israel. I'm bigger than Greg Brissett. Anything Greg Brissett knows well, I can master in 6 seconds flat. Okay. And if Greg Brissett watches, why, Greg? Why? Okay. Why are you not as big as I am? Okay. Why? Okay. What eat your babies? What eat your babies? Become a human again. Become a human again. They want to eat your babies. Yeah. So it's like, anyway, support. So okay, it's like the real info is the guy lives in an apartment and he can't be like really putting a lot of oomph into his rants. Okay, except we can put a psychograph for speaking the truth on YouTube. So anyway, support. Um, so maybe next time if the guy has what to get, but they could see if they could get maybe Tom Levy and get it to be like a search juice. You can come here smell for pennies if they need to see if there's any pennies in some crack somewhere. And they can bring him in. Because there's no pennies in here. Okay, okay, good, we cleared it. But they want to check if there's any pennies in the other room. Tom Lee goes to smell, there's no pennies in here, understand? And okay. So it's like whatever. So Whatever, I gotta finish up talk about that. Well, there's like goof stuff. It's all fun and games. Let's get back to the serious stuff here, okay? So, yeah, I am not gonna play small, okay? I'm not gonna play small. I'm not gonna play small. I'm gonna market myself with the truth when I feel like it. So, yeah, I am valuable to people. I am like a daily live guy on in the matrix. I'm the one person that's the closest to that in this world right now. And the deep state cosmocraters that run this world system, okay, they know that every generation or every 10 generations, you get a guy like me, like the Neil the Matrix guy or Django and Dan Shade movie, or the guy with the glass and they leave movie. That ends up being able to see the truth and be the type of person becomes a problem to the deep state, system architects. And they have this persecution problem ready to go. Okay. So, anyways, the point. I even had the program, there seemed to be words in the feedback about me doing like the matrix system decals real time that are in the supermarket showing you how they had it in a play view with the sugar candies and stuff. But they had like a gang stalking purpose like black. So what they know they were in the supermarket, so let's go to the candy aisle to show like, look, they keep you enslaved with the sugar, okay? And the No Country for Me movie and Django Unchained ties into this. And it's like they will have like a plant like a black person who's worked for the gang stalk porn, like hover at the candy aisle. They're supposed to get people worried about talk about people being slaves or something like this is part of the decode at the deep state enslaving us with sugar. Do you understand? And it's like another time they had like a big guy looks like a rolled out bodybuilder because and they're supposed to make me like timid and be like worried about talk about sugar makes you effeminate and also testosterone or something like this. Dude, I'm not joking. This is the level of torn that I get. Like real world, real time sabotage of my truth activities in the psychological level. Okay. So I'm not joking. And that's just a hobby there. Yeah. Okay. So we're ready to get to the next point here. I just had to do a little, like a little tune to get it. Okay. So here's the point. So it's like, so yeah. So it's like, yeah, Hideo Kojima Deep State Shell. No count for me with Deco. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. To explain my mental experience, when you see me doing this and decode and stuff, it's like the guy in the Good Doctor movie when they show you like he's detecting diagnosing something and it's like graphs and x-rays in his mind and like this connects to this and this fact and this data point and then all he goes the guy's got cancer and stuff like this. That's what you're seeing when I'm making the decodes and everything else. It's kind of like that, understand, only without so much visual. It's not that much visual stuff. Okay, the visuals are part of it, but not that only you understand. So anyway, it's the point. So now, okay, now you know you're dealing with kind of big deal guy over here. You should take seriously what I'm going to get into talk about after this point, okay? So my point is this. My point is this. My point is this. Yeah, but my point is this. Yeah, okay, so let's get into the brass tacks, okay? And the hack attacks, if my chat, if it was open, would be in there doing it right now. So it's the point, run interference, okay? So, uh, talk a little bit more about Django Unchained. No, no California movie. So, anti-sugar symbolizes the substance sugar, okay? And remember, we heard it first. I'm the guy that came up with that. They might sometimes I see they get sister shells to start parroting my advice, and they get the glory, they get the money by copying me. Okay. Meanwhile, I've been working hard for hundreds of hours, and it's like it's not until a system shell starts parroting what I've been saying. that people kind of care about it. So anyways, the point. Uh, no counterfeit movie. Enter Shigur symbolizes the deep state. And sometimes I might get into the just cut and dry without like trying to help you a lot. To just a cut and dry. Here's the facts, man. Okay, enter Shigur symbolizes the deep state power leads. Okay, horror movies have hidden messages in them that I can decode. Okay, Anton Shigur symbolizes the deep state, psychopathic power lead Illuminati, and the substance sugar, which is one of the silent killers. Okay. And there's some scenes, 1069. I guess it took a while for me to notice that one. I wanted to find it's like this has hidden messages, rewatch it, decode it. Oh, it's about sugar. Watch more, and there's more. Oh, I noticed this detail. That's corroborating it. Okay. Like into the perception. And I get to the point now where I can really lay it out. The deeper level of kind of from the movie is Llewellyn is a Christian. So there's a natural level, then there's a spiritual level. And Llewellyn is a Christian. So the short guy getting saved and then being persecuted. Now, Metal Gear Solid 1. Metal Gear Solid 1, hidden message there. Solid Snake is a type of Christ. It symbolizes Christ and Samson. Going to Shadow Moses Island on a rescue mission. Gets lifted up on a torture device and electrocuted. And there's like a good and a bad ending. If you can, like, don't like beat the hang on the cross. It's like you don't beat that part of it. There's people that end up dying. Okay. And this type of stuff, the pathetic people on the other side is Tom Segal is a deep state shield. He make videos, want to make videos like this, be within 2 weeks, like making fun and putting down. And this happened, it's a repeated pattern on the side. True in a court of law if I needed to. Okay. I'm not joking. So, the meaning he will do public missions. I make a video like this, decode a movie, and then it'd be like he go there to put down. It'd be like, yeah, and like sadly reference and like put down what I'm doing. Sadly reference and put down. This part of thought I get from Sellout Ministries and other people on this. And I guess you're too weak and cowardly because I'm out here resisting year by year these people, and you got bitch made and broken by them. And maybe it was easy for them. Just a week of light harassment, and you turned and submitted out of fear. Your body need to bail, rather endure afflictions as a personal God like me. Okay, it's like these Christians ban hold us any boots to the Bible Church. It's like, is there any man here, or like David, a warrior like me, that is willing to say no to them? I see all these people, the deeps are very easily able to get these people recruited. Okay, and their pastors they have no excuse to become like a shield for the deep state psychopathic satanic power elites. Okay. So anyways the point. Metal Gear Solid 1. Solid Snake is a type. Hidden message decoded Metal Gear Solid 1. He's going to Shadow Moses Island. So his name is Solid Snake. He goes on a salvation rescue mission to Shadow Moses Island. Part of plot, if you play the game as I have, is he gets lifted up on a torture device and electrocuted to save somebody, okay? For as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, Solid Snake, serpent, lifted up where Shadow Moses Island, see? But this is what my life experience is like. I watch music, play video games, and I find hidden and plain view truth in there. And the world that you live in is loaded with hidden plain view truth. It's loaded with hidden plain view truth. Movies, video games, the deep state that controls from behind the scenes. They work hidden messages and telling on themselves and telling what's going to happen in the future in movies and video games and music videos. Okay. So anyway, this video game that I might get into playing, in the stream, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, and I have a goal there to reach hero status. So um, that this game contains foreshadowing pandemic. I kind of said there's a virus that spread, people get put in quarantine, and it's foreshadowed. So anyway, here's the point. It has a dynamic, like a karma, good karma, bad karma dynamic, which means it's demon points. So let's pull it up right now. You don't know what's missing out on all these years. Those are the help listen to me. I listen to these people that pale in comparison. There's nobody else like me. Christian. There's no pastor church in what I'm doing. It's like preaching the gospel and doctrine and like sermons and stuff, doing that type of stuff, teaching the doctrine and sermons and stuff. And it's also doing like movie theory. And it's like there's nobody else like me. I'm a God-made leader, understand? I'm a God-made leader, not a follower. Okay. And there's nobody else like me. God always uses individual. He was using one guy, Moses, okay, to do great things. David, okay. So I believe that God has equipped me and has the want Mike to get things done. And I'm in. Why do you think I'm taught so hard by Satan? Because Satan knows that I will naturally end up having a huge audience by who I am and what I can do. And do you understand? And for Satan, that will mean trouble. Satan knows that if naturally with the singing ability that I have, the more that the looks, the talent, the beauty, brains, and brawn and stuff, I naturally will end up having like a million subs on social media if they don't work to sabotage me. And what that lead to? Well, it won't be 30,000 people getting the gospel every month on Mike's YouTube channel. It'd be 300,000 people every month if Mike has a million subs landing on this page, having the gospel preached to them. Okay. Is this a troll? Yeah, this guy's getting blocked. Okay, there's somebody gonna get blocked in the chat because they're working to sabotage my video. Okay, so it's like I'm being dangerous, and they need to. It's like notice they had a sleep agent. It's like now when Mike is doing like the dangerous stuff, the deep state. This guy shows up, leaves a comment. When I have it set to 20, you have to be subscribed for 20 minutes. Okay, but he hasn't been commenting anything else I've been doing. Even no comments on my video uploads. I upload 3+ videos every day. But when I'm doing live truth and stuff, tell people the truth, he shows up here. And that's to start working on me, to try push my buttons, play games, and stuff like this. So he got blocked. I've seen him before. So I'm not joking. It's like after I made a video, sell out Deep State Church, the they live the sellout. Tom Stegall. I make a video decoding, and they're a gang stalking church. They've been targeted with psychological targeting, like covert abuse and opportunity videos. The Deep State Papasala Church. I make a video decoding a California movie. And part of it is like, okay, the hidden message spiritual level is Lebanese is a Christian. And then I break down what I can see that indicates that, like how I came to that understanding. The movie begins with a hunting scene, spoiler alert, where he's beholding the cross. He's looking at a cross here. It's a hunting scene. And he's looking at a herd of like antelopes or whatever deer. And there's a cross here. And you can see the cross here, him aiming. He shoots. It's a bad hit. So the animal runs off, okay? And he has to track it. So cross, error, mistake, blood, tracking it, okay? See? So that scene shows he got saved at some point, as far as I'm concerned. Because the Bible teaches saved by illumination, hospital illumination, understanding the cross, the blood, okay? Sin, cross, blood. And the cross here, that's the symbol of the cross, okay? Obviously. And in hunting, they have like rules where it's like you're supposed to hit it in the vital in front of okay, and put it down quick. And you're not supposed to shoot in a way where it runs off and you have to track it. It takes a long time for animal to cool down. So what would that be? There would be an error. They'll be making a mistake, missing the mark. Okay, those who like to run to the Greek or like Aramaic, it's just missing the mark. So that's a reference to sin. It's human error. Okay, and it can be rules, but like you have to handle this. So he's seeing the cross, he's seeing his sin. Okay, so the error, a mistake that he made, is a reference to sin. So in a movie, a guy going over the speeding limit can be a reference to sin. Whosoever sinneth transgress also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. Okay. So Llewellyn sees the cross, an animal, bad hit, cross. He sees, so that scene, what I see there is it's communicating to you that Llewellyn had a moment, a conversion experience where he got saved. He had Holy Spirit illumination. They show him seeing the cross, his error, and blood. Okay. See. Later on in the movie, he starts being persecuted after this scene. So I'm saying that scene is like he got saved at some point in time. White is the color of sinlessness. Okay. Robes, white robes. There's a point where he's being persecuted, this man. That totally got saved in the beginning of the movie. And you don't get saved by hunting, but it's like a reference to the character. At some point in time, maybe before the movie started, he got saved on the set. The Bible teaches that if you do hard as a good soldier of Lord Jesus Christ, and the character is a Vietnam vet. Okay, see, there's a point after being persecuted for righteousness' sake, a good deed, where he's like, he goes to the desert, he goes back to his trailer, and then he has a conscience, and he's like going to do something good to help somebody, persecuted for righteousness' sake. So there's something good that he does before the persecution starts. And it's the good thing that he did that caused the persecution, because he arrived as the sin of the crime again. Right when Chigurh and the Mexicans can't show up with a dog to sick on him. See? So I'm saying the scene, the hunting scene, the hidden message is this guy got saved at some point in time. Now he's a Christian. Okay. After that, he comes into a situation. Okay. And he's safe. Okay. He gets a briefcase of money and stuff. He goes back, spoiler, to his trailer, talks to his wife. And in the middle of the night, he wakes up and be like, we're going to fix do something dumb in hell. I'm going to do it anyway. Because before he had been talking to the guy, Aqua, por favor, Aqua. And then he's asking for water. And then I told him I ain't got no agua, okay? Lobos, ain't no lobos. Okay, that which means wolf in Spanish, but lobo, I'm pretty sure. And then possibly lobos can also be applied to hyenas and general canine predators of it, but it's like lobos. Whatever. So he leaves him there like after he begged for water and he's like injured this human. He goes back and then later on he starts maybe have guilty conscience, like it just some empathy, and it feels like going back to give the guy some water in the middle of the night. So he goes, fills the jug of water. It's like, what are you gonna do, honey? Go and fix, do something dumb with how I gonna do it anyway. And it's a good deed, okay. And he goes back and to the scene of the crime and to give the guy water and whatever else he's gonna do. And then there's a truck that shows up. And that's when the persecution starts in the movie. When they start hunting him. Okay. And so first part of the movie, no country from a movie, it shows him getting saved at some point in time. That scene, my decode is decode in that scene, it shows he got saved. Okay. After that, after that, and the reason that I'm persecuted is because I'm dangerous. So when Tom Seagal is mocking me, taking shots at me, it's because I have God given ability. I understand. Because I'm amazing and impressive and extraordinary and like one of a kind, unique. There's nobody else like me. There's nobody doing this, which is remarkable. What I'm doing with the decoding movies and stuff like this, which is interesting because like pop culture, you can get some blockbusters, hidden truths in there. Some of them about planning advanced terror attacks in your country. Okay, that could happen again. See, so it's like I see people like this guy needs to be protected, and this guy talking about past conspiracy stuff like this. Understand? Like if anybody earned that, it's me. Okay, because if you had the ability, maybe I would have the ability to catch something that they're born about to go in the future. Again, understand? It's like hypothetically, there's a potential in there. Do you understand? It's like next time the hide something play, I could tell you, yeah, there's a major play coming or something. It's why has the point. So no conforming with the code. There's nobody doing what I'm doing, understand? They can do this, being like Neil the Matrix guy I can see in the daily movie, for real, who's also as handsome as I am, who's also as athletic, and can sing as well as I can, okay, and have done in live streams. I'm one of a kind, there's nobody else in this world. Nobody else. Why do you think Satan has taught me so hard? Because I'm incredibly dangerous to the satanic agenda. And one of the things is I have the willingness to endure persecution, fight back, and not quit. I have the real gospel, and I'm energetic and willing to preach it. And I have talents that could make me famous, naturally will end up making me famous if I had it be for the deep state work to target me. Is that I'm a person naturally will end up in a normal competence-based hierarchy, true meritocratic system, will end up being famous, rich and famous. And if I be famous, there'd be millions of people getting the gospel all the time, the faith on gospel. They say this work to blind the world to. So that's the deeper level what it boils down to the persecution. Understand that I'm dangerous. I'm dangerous to teaching Christians how Satan's work to destroy them, and teach them how to not be poisoned into smithereens, as he's working to do. It's like here's how he's hurting your discernment physically. Got eating high sugar diet vitamin C deficient. Okay, so yeah, because I'm dangerous to Satan, it is ultimately why I'm target, so to say. Okay. So anyways, the point. Continue with the No Country for Me movie. Okay. Now a quick word from my sponsors. Mike's Eagle. Okay. I'm much better than everybody. Okay. Now we're back to the video. Okay. So okay. So okay, it's a joke. Okay. But it's like it's like I am did into it on purpose. Because I go around red ray privately be like, yeah, here's why it's so dangerous to. That's why the target is so hard. But I realized, shit, I'm not gonna. It's like people are working to humble me with narcissistic abuse on myself. And I goes like, no, I'm not gonna shrink. I'm not. No. I'm gonna double down if anything. I'm gonna engage in like shameless self promotion more. I boast more. Meaning, I tell the positive truth about myself to my benefit and others. Okay, positive my detriment. Okay, so anyway, here's the point. Yeah, so no counterforming with the decoder. The first level is that anti-sugar symbolize the deep state power needs, okay, and the substance sugar. Deeper layer, the spiritual decode, is Luella is a Christian, is a hidden crypto plot. The hunting scene decoded, he got saved at some point in time. He does a good deed right after persecution starts. Being hounded, people are out to get him, whatever he goes to looking for, God, go where he is to harm him, hurt him. There's a scene where he finds the money. The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure, see. But it's Bible verse about the riches in Christ. Where if you got it saved, you have like, wow, you got riches in Christ now, spiritually. And like the kingdom of heaven is just like a man in the field or something, whatever. So I did, okay, I'm seeing that in there. So the hidden plot that I can see, there is a level where it's like a subplot where Llewellyn is a saved man being persecuted. So it's like that's a subplot, a deep level subplot. Um, he gets persecuted. At some point in time, the Bible teaches that Christians are soldiers in the Lord's army if you're a Christian. That therefore endures hard as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. Okay. Llewellyn is also a soldier, a marine. Okay. He's a soldier. Okay. Vietnam vet or something like this. There's a point in time where it's going to cross borders and there's a toll guard. It was also a vet. And he goes, this guy needs help to get in town. Now, my decoder there will be a transferring of state, like walk after flesh, walk after spirit. And I passed this somebody, and it's like, you've been a wayward sheep. It's like, you need to confess your sins. And I can change it from walk after the flesh to walk after spirit. Or a person that got saved 10 years ago, and they will walk after flesh, and they find my video. And I go, yeah, if you're a Christian, you need to confess your sins daily and read the Bible daily. And that can help them to change their state, like border from this position to that position, from walk after flesh, walk after spirit. So that's what I see there. That guy could be a Christian pastor, Bible teacher, or just another Christian that helps him to go from his carnal to his spiritual walk. Okay, and it's like in and out of find pasture type of thing. So it's the point. So he got this guy needs help to get in town. He goes into a sporting store, like some kind of store. It's got socks. You got socks. Yeah, all we got it goes all white is all I wear. Come now, let us reason together, said the Lord. Their sins be as scarlet, they should be as wool. They'll be red like crimson, they should be as snow, or something like this. So God uses the color white to symbolize sinlessness in the Bible, purity, sinlessness. Okay. In the Bible, the saints are dressed in white robes. So Llewellyn says, white is all I wear, he says. White is all I wear. That's not a tell. Now notice how people like me, notice how it's like in a healthy world, people like me be celebrated. And people see the value that I have. I understand. But in this world we live in now, people like me, they have rare abilities and talents and use them to help others and freely share the insight. They can make money writing books on this type of stuff. Or understand. They get just attacked and spit at and ridiculed and mocked and uh, they understand. So anyway, it's the point. I make videos like this because they feel meaningful in the moment to make. Okay, see. So it's like it's like as long your life still feels meaningful for me to talk about these things now. Though. So anyway, support. But it's not a decode. Okay, Django Unchained ties in with my uh no conforming movie decode. Okay, that is also dealing with the deep. So Leonardo DiCaprio symbolizes the deep sea pilots, much like sugar. Mr. Candy, a slave owner, worked to control everybody, offering people white cake. And the guy who's fighting against him, he's a dentist. Sugar causes cavities. Okay, so it's like yeah, he rises at the time to dental bag with a tooth on it. So it's like the solution guy, protagonist, antagonist. Mr. Ken is not one of my decodes. First guy to say this too, to discover this. Because a decode, a decode. So you have to be who you are in this world. Fisherman, old man gotta be old man, fish gotta be the fish. And I'm a seeing leader, okay? And I gotta see and lead, okay? You can either lead, fall, get out of the way. I'm leading, so you either fall, you get out of the way, okay? I'm a seeing leader, seeing and leading. And you can either lead, follow, get out of the way, okay? And leading is out of the picture because I'm doing that here. So you either fall, you get out of the way. Yeah. You either will follow or you will get taken out of the way if you're shopping my chat being annoying. You're not following along. You're not interested. You're not here to be guided. You can jump on the chat. So anyways, the point. So yeah, Jaguar Chain movie decode. It's basically it refers the same thing as No Conformant. That the deep state have an agenda. They work to control the whole world. It's like cross reference like the Matrix movie. They work to keep everybody under control, and they're using sugar. So that the evil bad guy, slave owner, problem, antagonist, protagonist. The bad guy, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Mr. Candy is his name, is an evil slave owner working to control everybody. Okay, he threw from wake up in the matrix, break free from the plantation, as it were. See, Mr. Candy, evil bad guy, slave owner, white cake. Okay, offering people white cake. And the guy is like the opposite of him that's going to fight him and want to liberate people. He rides into town on a dental bug with a tooth on it. What is that proper solution? It's a solution to this guy. Candy gives you cavity tooth infection. How many people shop in a dental clinic want needing dental work done because they've been eating sugar and candy and white cake and lollipops and candy and stuff? It's like problem solutions here. Um, what else? Here's another one. Quentin Tarantino movie. Okay. The Hateful Eight. I found some truth in there. There's a scene where his hidden in plain view is like there's a reference to the crucifixion. Okay. There's a reference to the gospel. I found it there. And it's like it's pretty good. Okay. Why his support? It's like the guy, uh, I'm an Easter egg connoisseur. It's like it's not a bad Easter egg. So that why his support? The guy, or I don't, it's always a very bad one, depending on how I look at it, and which will also make it good in the context of like symbolic meaning or whatever. Say support. So the thing is this: this is scene, spoiler alert, Hateful Eight, where there's like a building where there's all kinds of bad people there, and I had to just squeeze my knife just to remind myself that I'm armed and dangerous right now in case they send somebody up to the window to try to stop license or evidence and all. So that's the point. I got a knife in my pocket, okay? Ooh, okay. Some people got bazookas in this world. It's like I got like a little Q-tip here I can scratch it with. What is support? Let's go. So anyway, support. Um, yeah. So it's a point. Um, what? Yeah, I feel like I could end it right now. Be pretty satisfied. It's a little bit of like breadcrumbing, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit. Oh yeah, let's finish on the Hateful Eight, and it's hidden. I found something hidden there too. A reference to the gospel. So there's a place where there's bad people. Spoiler alert. And it's like murderers and whores and whoremongers and thieves, and it's like this song. It's like all the bad things in the world end up in the place where Jesus was crucified. It is like a historical reference. Somehow everything bad will end up being like ending up over here, and that's where Christ died. It's like a historical reference. Somebody was the source of like somehow everything bad ends up being in this place, and that's where Jesus was crucified, according to the Bible. But it's some historian that's like, yeah, everything bad is what ends up being ending up here somehow. So far, this very fitting. But what is the point? Um, there's a scene where there's all kinds of bad people, and there's a problem there that they have, and the solution is two wood boards and nails. Okay, see. No, do you understand how rare I am? How many, there's a blockbuster. There was like a flop in the box office. How many people have seen The Hateful Eight? And not one of these motherfuckers made a video like showing you hidden plain view truth they found in that movie. Okay. Do you understand how rare this is? Okay. And it's like, here's the thing too. I'm not gonna justify, yes, I block people ruthlessly. I don't need your fucking comment to get me irked, just your comment. If people work to sabotage me. And yes, I'll keep being sensitive. You any sign of disrespect, a comment, you're blocked. You leave a comment, I can tell they need like button, you're blocked, understand? You show up in here being rude, disrespectful anyway, bro, you're blocked, understand? I know the value of what I'm doing and how important it is. And it needs to be protected. Okay. Which is why I started go live with the chat turned off. But it's really important. So there's a little flying mic in here. Despite that, okay. I'm gonna okay. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta check something here. Okay, well that changes things. I had 3 likes and 7 likes on the stream. So I was like getting ready to check like this. I saw that the guy left a comment and then go check and there's gonna be one of these times where I check it is 0 likes on it, but people in my chat talking, okay. Which like they not need him like button, okay. Now here's the point. I'm not here to talk to you people, okay. Marco P. White said, and here's something I thought about. Yes, I'm not gonna there's the people who might block you, but no, I don't block everybody. I block people who rub me the wrong way. And 9 out of 10 people who rub me the wrong way are toxic people exhibiting toxic behavior. Narcissism, selfishness, being impolite, rude, disrespectful, entitled, okay? 9 out of 10 people blocked by me are blocked for being toxic, okay? And as a matter of fact, I purposely ignore the comments. Even the positive ones are a distraction a lot of times. So I don't care. Okay. The squeezes were introduced. I was introspective. Once the guy showed up, I was on the roll. I saw there was a comment. And there was one of these cyber stalkers, one of these people sent to my chat push my buttons. That's what I believe. I can tell my gut feeling, I start feeling like irked. It is kind of messing up my vibe, I understand. Okay. And it's not worth it. The squeeze isn't worth the juice. If I'm an artist, I'm playing like impromptu the piano. There's some guy that shows up and say, I get distracted. I'm a guy who plays it by ear in the moment, and that's how I produce art. This is something that shows up just, hey, how you doing, guys? It just gets you off your vibe, understand? So, anyways, the point. Django Unchained, okay. How many people have watched that movie? How many people watched No Country for Me movie? And now one of them saw what I saw in there. That is there to see. Okay. How many people watched Django Unchained and did not see what I saw in there? How many people watched the Always movie 1989 and didn't see Force 9/11 in there? Okay. It's very rare. I'm incredibly valuable to people with disability, and I'm sharing it for free. So my point is this. This is a clip by Marco P. White, okay? And it talks about, it's like somebody said, do you throw people say you throw people out of your restaurant. Yeah, I do it all the time. Okay. Is that people don't appreciate the food, I throw them out. People can't complain about the food, I throw them out this door. Okay. Is that people don't understand I sleep in the kitchen. It's like I work double shifts. It's like I barely sleep. You understand? It's like he knows the quality of his work and how hard it works. So it's like people don't appreciate it. It's like, yeah, bye. It's not like, oh, please come on and I try to start liking my food or something like this. Okay. It's like training to be a good customer. It's like, oh, you start appreciating my food a little bit, stop whining. It's like, no, okay, you don't like it, leave. Okay. So once I saw that clip, that's relatable to me. It's like the same type of thing going on, dynamic. Where it's like, you know that you're producing great art. You know how hard you work and what you're sacrificing in terms of time and energy and stuff. And then people are not appreciating it. And on top of that, like aggressively complaining about what you're doing. Okay. And yeah, I can relate, like, yeah, get rid of them. Okay. Yeah. It's like you leave, okay. So this is pretty much like Mark everyone had a restaurant serving free meals. So that even much more so called for to throw you out. Those people run the wrong way in the chat. See? Just to be like a Mark Peer White cooking. Let him cook. I'm cooking here, okay? See? And it's like this is like a 6-star truth restaurant, okay? And it's like you can't get this anywhere else. There's nobody else that can go live and do what I'm doing right now here. So this is like unique. Do you understand? There's only me that you can get this from, okay? And it's free, okay? So anyway, support. Jaguar chain. Okay, hateful eight. It's a hidden message in there. Reference to the crucifixion. So you have this spoiler alert. Anytime you see me make videos like this is spoiler alert. And for the future, any video, anytime I go live, spoiler alert. Because I might not go, yeah, just like the scene at the end of that movie in the middle of a stream, okay? So now here's the point. You should be more concerned about getting the truth from movies that I can tell you about, hidden truth, than the entertainment value, like a first time being surprised by the plot, okay? As far as I'm concerned, it's like if I was like, oh yeah, like the end of that movie, and it's like some people feel like it ruined the first time viewer experience, but it's still something that's relevant most of the time if I'm that you know something. So anyway, here's the point. So there's a scene in the Hateful Eight movie, spoiler alert, where there's a place where whores, whoremongers, murderers, thieves, bad people, they're all here. And who's ever seen a transgress also the law? People on the run from the law. Who's ever seen a transgress also the law? For sin is the transgression of the law. So they're like kind of like a bounty hunter, that people that part of the plot is like these are people being brought to justice. Okay, okay, these people have been guilty of offenses. At least one of them are going to be taken to justice. Okay, there's going to be hung high or something like this. Okay, and it's murder there. There's lies. There's a basically human sin. Okay, a human sin song. It's like there's lies, deceit, murder, deception, thievery, betray, all kinds of stuff. Okay, sexual immorality, murder. It's like basically sin. Okay, like Romans 1 pretty much. Okay. Um, and then there's a scene where the Jack Russell Terrier, Frank Busset, Jack Russell, okay, the guy, okay, escaped from New York. What's going on there? It's like, I feel like something's weird with that guy. It's like, was he not in the Escape from New York as Snake Plissken like 40 years ago? And he's still alive in Hollywood movies, looking not that much older. Plot thickens. So there's something there. I don't know. If I got confused with somebody else, it looks similar to him. It's also an actor. Now, what's his saying? So that guy is like, okay, this is a problem in this place. And they show up at this house, and there's a door that's busted. And it's a blizzard, it's cold outside. It's like they close the door. It's like it won't close. And the guys that did know the drill, they go, it's like, you gotta, there's nails by the door and boards. And you gotta nail it shut, okay? And he nails the board. You need two boards and nails. And he goes and nails two boards and nails to get the door to get closed, stay closed. So this song, this human sinister, murderers, liars, they have a problem of a door not being closable. And the solution is two boards and nails. Okay. See. And that's Mike's movie decode on Quentin Tarantino. I would have been doing movie decodes on Django Unchained. And it's my take is like it deals with the deep state control the masses with sugar. Okay, that's one of the things they set up society to be like people in a high sugar diet. And yeah, so there's a reference to the crucifixion in there. Okay, it's like they got a problem. The door won't close. The boards by door nails. He nails up a board to solve this problem in this place with this murderers and all human sin. It's like murders, people run from the law, liars, murderers, whoremongers, and okay. And it's like there's a problem they have there. It's like the solution is two boards and nails. Okay, you need boards. Okay, you got to nail it shut. Need two boards and nails. So this okay, two boards and nails. Okay, so I mean, am I supposed to be like, oh, I hope I'm not stepper on Quentin Tarantino's toes here by decoding his movies when the deep state world system he's a part of has pulled my great work. There's like thousands of hours of hard work of directing and lighting and produce acting on camera and just like this, it's gone. Understand? Gold that is like will never be recovered again. Understand? Great singing in my prime, looking, dancing, athleticism. Okay. Like 3 years of daily hard work out of my life. Like this. Okay. Okay. And this is the type of stuff I was doing that channel too. But I'm supposed to be like, oh, I hope some guy who's rich and got an easy life and not being persecuted is not offended with me telling on the secret messages in his movies or something like this. Okay. He can cry in a Porsche on the way home. Think about it. Okay. Do you understand? That's that mean that I'm doing these decals to hurt his feelings. No, but I'm not gonna get into Mr. Hyper empathy mode and be like, oh, I hope to do this. It's like I understand. It's like no, okay, we're not doing that. Okay, so it's like whatever. We're not doing it. So anyway, it's the thing. Here's another one. Okay, a movie, and that's less like conspiracy angle, just like art commentary. Like the normal, like the way normal people do it normally. And it's the what is the one? It's a Pulp Fiction, John Travolta, where the guy, okay, John Travolta and Bruce Willis, and it's like Bruce Willis is the ass kicking, badass leading man of the '90s. Okay, he always be that to me. Meaning Bruce Willis is the action guy forever. Okay, Bruce Willis is like the '90s, '80s, '90s like the action guy, okay? And one of the best, understand? It is like a type, understand? And he was this big Lord of the Purple or something like this. But yeah, it's like Bruce Willis, not a good roles. And he's got some problems now. But I hope they find him well, okay? The problems. So if you got problems and they find you sick, even worse, because now you're sick and you got more problems coming at you, okay? So it's a, well, it's a point. So my point is this. Uh, Yeah, so this is type of stuff that I do that makes me dangerous. Okay. So anyway, it's the point. Uh, we might get into playing some video games. In this game, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. And you know what? I'd rather have false positives. I'd rather have the 1 in 100 times I block somebody because their behavior is like it looked like they were a cyber stalker, and the 1 in 100 times they weren't. I'd rather have false positives and like on a rare occasion block somebody that wasn't toxic or trying to push my buttons, stuff like this. And do you understand? It could be like certain patterns of behavior and the look of the YouTube channel. And it's like 1 in 1,000, it might be that in the moment I felt, oh, yeah, this looks like a cyber stalk to me, that was wrong, and I blocked them. Now, still, I was hurt, so I block with my feelings. So here's the point. If people, I don't care, okay. I run a tight ship here. Now I'm gonna take a moment to check the comments here. Yeah, so here's the thing too. After I made one of these videos live, and this is part of how I get targeted. The sellout, Tom's the God, they live sellout. They're like public humiliation rituals and like gaslighting. But it's happened several times. Like it's like they're commenting on my past streams and in like a put down gaslighting way. Okay. Because I make a video like this, talk about the No California movie, and it's like the way it's a Christian, and it's like there's an error, a mistake when he hit, and that's a reference to sin. And they go like some people downplay sin as it's just a mistake or error to kind of cover up and downplay sin. There's gaslighting and a put down because what I'm teaching is like themes where it's like leading in a horror movie can be it can be a reference to sinning if they deal sadly with spiritual topics, okay? Because whosoever sinneth transgress also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. So a director can have a character, if they do like the hidden stuff, be like he leaders. And that's a reference to he just sinned. That could be a reference to sinning spiritually. But small minds can comprehend things like this, okay? So and it's like another thing. Why do a Metal Gear Solid one movie decode, and then he makes video referencing that and like make fun of it. Okay, that's propagation rituals. Why? Because I'm dating the deep state, and they know how much superior I am to them. They know that I'm outmatched. There's nobody else unmatched in the body of Christ. It's like these dry, old, crusty people. They know that I'm more attracted than they are to their followers. And attracted is not talking about looks. But it's like people can find, oh, I watched Mike Shaw, I've been listening to Bible for years. I learned about the real Bible is the King James Bible. The guy can teach whole sermons on top of his head from memory. and he showed me exciting, interesting stuff about movies I watched, and showed me hidden things in that movie that I never realized were there. And very relevant to China stuff about before they did 9/11, they were hinting at it, and here's how they poison you in society, and here's how to protect yourself. They have been taught God's medicine about, notice like there's an agenda to weakly make you sick. And here's what God's health fitness which I've learned. Take vitamin C this much, cut down the sugar, and things like this. So they know this, like they can't perform. People typically pick the best option. Even dogs, wolves, don't follow the weakest leader, understand? But in this world system, the deep state have been able to corrupt and destroy people so much that we have not a competence-based hierarchy. So it's like they got people, and but basically it's also like because a quality option, most people would pick. Most people get to pick between two good, like a good, really a superhuman option and an inferior one. Most people pick the superhuman one. So that's why I had to work to hide me, understand? Because I'm better at teaching things. I'm more valuable to Christians, more competent, and have more utility. I have more value to the body of Christ than Tom Segal has. So that's why he's got to work to like sort of put downs and be like try to put little seeds in his false minds in case they find my channel. They'd be like mind possible. Yeah, some people. His word, his word about their listeners finding my channel and be like, wow, okay, this sounds like anything I've seen before. So it's very pathetic, I would say. So yeah, beware of Tom Segal and do the Bible Church. They're a deep state control puppeteer church. Church. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I verified I made the right decision to block the person. So get used to it. Get used to it. Me having the chat closed when I go live. I don't need people's comments. I'm not here going live because I lonely want to talk to you in my chat, understand? I'm here to produce great art and do stuff. And it's like a lot of times, even if people are not trying to push, it's just a distraction and it's not worth it, okay? Just having commenters, it's not worth it. It doesn't make the streams better to take comments, okay? This time I put it to 20 minutes, and there's two guys doing comments in here, but they haven't been commenting on anything else I've been uploading. That's not as dangerous as this stream, okay? They have been uploading the short before go live, upload short, so they subscribe to me and have me for some time. But it's like they only show up in a stream that looks like this type of stream that we look at the sabotage and interference on. Okay. But do you understand? It's like this type of stuff. If I don't turn off the chat completely, or like, and I'm gonna be even harsher with that, but this with the iron fist. No more comments. It's not gonna be 20 minutes. Next time might be 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks or approved users only. Oh yeah, here are two cyberstalkers that have been subscribed to me for 2 weeks. Okay, the two cyberstalkers are up in the chat. I can't understand. It was 2 weeks. Sleeper agency. But and notice it's into the feedback, like burner accounts. This stream, they got activated to run interference on it. They've been subscribed to me for 2 weeks, these accounts. At this stream, they need to show up run interference on it. They haven't been because they don't want to waste it, get blocked. They need the ability to be able to have a chance to I'm not joking, this is a tactic used on me. Sending people to my chat if I'm live to kind of sabotage, get me distracted, push my buttons to try to sabotage the content production in real time. And they had these two sleeper accounts. I haven't, they've been subscribed to me for 2 weeks. And I haven't seen them comment on my recent uploads. See? They haven't been commenting. I've been uploading things every day. And this is one of the weird things. It's like I go live to do something important, like something, okay. And there's always people sent to harass me. And I go live, like set it to only people that subscribe to my channel for 2 weeks and I can comment. And I end up ranting, raving. Like the time is like when I start getting really good or get into real touchy topic, people show up to me, hey, how you doing? Try to push my boundaries, get me off track, sidetracked. And it's like they haven't left comments for 2 weeks until showing up now. But I've been uploading 3+ videos daily, 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 daily. But when they show up, it's like when I'm doing something extra risky, okay? So they had two of these little cyber stalkers. They are deep state flying monkey shields, sleep agents, showing up today. I'm not joking. And one of the silliest tactics to use here is to that they will name like somebody that is an agent. They will name like the CIA, and it's supposed to be like it's just a joke. Understand? See, it's like, oh, Mike's paranoid. He thinks the guy is an agent because no, most people that are cyber stalking agents harassing me don't have an account called the Central Intelligence Agency. It's just other things. But that's part of it. It's like sometimes send people it's like the FBI or the CIA. And that's it's supposed to get the impression to first time viewers. It's oh Mike is type of guy. He probably had some people troll him with the account called the CIA. And that's why he thinks he's a target of a secret program and stuff like this. When in reality it's because I've been targeted for decades and I'm convinced by my life experience that I'm being targeted. So interesting how last time this person wrote here was when I was doing IRL stream downtown. Okay. And they showed up just as I'm at the toilet paper aisle with the name Isaiah Moses. Because my habit is sometimes in the supermarket by the toilet paper and I go Isaiah 53. Okay. Because it's like a trigger for the Bible verse about Isaiah 53. As a sheep before shares his stumps, open not his mouth. Like time to when I get in the IRL ship to the supermarket, that Isaiah Moses account. Last time they wrote here, only time, was when I did IRL stream. And actually talked to black men in here about my IRL streaming out in public. Go to the supermarket, go to the toilet paper aisle, and right then, this guy Isaiah Moses shows up because he's a cyber stalker work for the gang stalking program. And it's the level we're targeting. It's like we know that a lot of times Mike gets to the toilet paper aisle, there's like a cheap brand toilet paper, and repeatedly he ends up start quoting Isaiah 53. It's like this always reminds me of Isaiah 53. He was wounded for this chest as well piece was upon him. As a cheap before she stumps opens not his mouth. And it shows up right then, this account, Isaiah Moses. This is how subtle and weird the target can be. Okay? Like subtle button pushing, subtle perception management games, subtle targeting. And the second time it showed up is when I'm doing something that's like extra dangerous. Okay. And then this account too, the Central Intelligence Agency. And this could be the same person. So they have sleeper accounts. Do you understand? Because when I go live in live stream, they work to get me triggered and angry so I look like a worse of a person than I am. It's perception management to these people. And they know that I go live off the top of my head. I don't plan things out. So I say, I'm starting to go down a point to be like, here's how it works stuff. And then somebody show, hi, how you doing? They try to get me like triggered and off track and things like this. So they actually have like sleeper accounts for moments like this. If Mike goes live and put it to 2 weeks only, we have a guy that subscribes to like 30 podcasts his channel, ready to for moments like this. Oh, we need to run interference and sending that account. So I'm gonna double down on going live with the chat turned off. And this fits the pattern of other things that I've seen. Other weird accounts. So it's like, unfortunately, these people, they will lose more than they gain. A lot of times I end up like, I can tell how like they told me a certain way hurts them more than they win. Okay. Where it's like, because of this, that will lead to them losing the ability. Because of trying this one time to sabotage the stream, there'll be 10 streams where there's no chance because you'll be entirely turned off the chat because I got annoyed enough by them trying to interrupt this one. So it'd be like more likely that the next 10 streams like this will be with the chat turned off completely. See? So, but they count it to be worth it. Haha. Yeah, so I gotta go live with this anymore, where approved users only, which means only people like my wife and people I've added to a list in YouTube. Okay, approved users, like a VIP list, is like my wife and stuff. Only people on that list can leave comments. Select people that I specifically go, this YouTuber can leave comments. Okay, this YouTube channel can leave comments. So that's where it's gonna be set to all the time now. Okay, either that or turned off completely. I'm actually going to end this and I'll be playing video games in the next stream. So I was going live here to play video games and end up teaching off the top of my head from memory again. Truth. And deal with topics that are debatable. And notice how the gaslighting too. Where some people say, oh, Mike's boring, so boring. That's gaslighting. I'm more excited and dynamic on camera than like really so. I look better on camera. You know, just being physically attractive counts as entertainment because it's stimulating. Meaning, a person who's just handsome could just sit still on camera and they're entertaining just by looking good. Okay, do you understand? It's like if you have somebody who's like kind of plain and bland looking, it's easier to get bored of. But somebody, a woman or man who's attractive enough, it becomes entertaining just them without trying, just be on camera. I thought about it, it's like entertainment because it's stimulating the opposite of like dull and boring. It's like it is something like a quality to it, like a beautiful painting or something. It's not boring to look at a beautiful painting. So people are attractive physically. This is actually entertaining just looking as good as you do on camera. Okay. Now on top of that, I have a dynamic personality. Understand? I have charisma. Okay. I'm the opposite of boring. Okay. But it's like people are gassing, but Mike's boring, good reviews. It's like, oh no, I'm more less boring than the average person. You look at me on camera compared to Penguin C. Who's the most entertaining, most dynamic on camera talent? You look at it, depends. So I played Elden Ring, and today we're going to talk about Elden Ring. And I played this new Elden Ring, and it's really rare. Okay. Oh, is it okay? He's more entertaining and like dynamic on camera and exciting and stimulating. Okay, just natural. I'm trying to. Okay, so don't come tell me I'm boring. Okay, and I don't give a shit. Okay, I end up being entertained at times if I analyze my own behavior in retrospect and be like, oh wow, it's pretty entertaining last year. I wasn't trying to be. I'm just being on camera. Okay, so anyway, here's the point. Now it's like this silly thing. Let's not deal with that. People that are so immature, like children, because like their main dish is like, oh, Mike's born camera. I understand there's some Christian YouTuber that I'm beefing with, and they'd be like in the comments and forth, but yeah, Mike's just born on camera for this. It's like, oh, so it's like we're children. The most important thing is how fun things are. It's not like the relevance and profoundness of topics covered and the importance of things taught. That's not what you rate. It's like, well, just not fun. And it's like a tale. It's like when people are like, yeah, I just watch videos to feel good. Okay. See? So it's like you have a problem if the most important thing to you when it comes to podcasts and videos, like how entertaining they are. Okay. The subject matter in of itself will be entertaining, like kind of exciting and stuff. So here's the point. You don't want to be a person who's just looking to be entertained all the time. You don't want to be a person who's just looking to be feel good. I'm a man. I don't live for pleasure, okay? What do you think I eat on a one time per day? And a low sugar diet. Because I'm not living every detail of my life for pleasure, okay? Is that I do a lot of things. Some of the most meaningful things I do are the most uncomfortable and painful ones, okay? But it's meaningful. So if you're a man, you shouldn't be living. It's like the goal of my life, just feeling my best all the time and avoiding uncomfortable things. It's not that it's bad. Don't swing that way. It's bad to have a good time or something like this. But you don't want to be like a lot of people are. Where it's like their whole life, the algorithm of their behavior is like avoiding discomfort and seeking pleasure. They just stop watching videos, not make you feel good right now. Switch to another one. Okay, see, and it's like this one makes you feel good right now. Keep watching it. Okay, because some of the most meaningful things in life are the most uncomfortable ones. Okay, so I don't live for pleasure. I pursue meaning, and some of the most meaningful things that I'm doing, they're also uncomfortable. So the most meaningful activities I engage in are also the ones that make me feel the most uncomfortable. Okay, so you don't want to live for pleasure. Das språk Zarathustra. Okay, das språk SAHA. Okay, the wisdom of San SAHA. I actually had this one. Is Hillary's into really freaky weird stuff, man. Okay. We're gonna move over here. What the hell? Okay. So this Alex Jones had somebody make a parody video to make fun of him, and they made like an indie rant folk song out of his rant, something like this, and maybe to make fun of it. Then he actually adopted it. Maybe they did it to market. They actually like, I just like this song played on this radio show. Okay. Okay. They similar to that. I had like a troll hater type account possibly. They made a video using an audio clip of me in a live stream. And they try to maybe they try to make me look like I'm a new age mystic because I'm teaching truth in the way that nobody else has taught. It's like they're pathetic. The Bible is pathetic, and they can't comparison. They can't do what I do. There's nobody else doing what I do. So it's like, but it's a point. So it's a point. Yeah, there was a guy who clipped me, okay, like this audio, and it's me. Somebody was like coming, like act like a baby in the chat. And I go like, when I was a boy, I spake as a boy. I understood as a boy. Your problem is you're still thinking as a boy. And it's like I wasn't really trying to do voice. It's just it end up. It was like a certain quality, just me being relaxed and that's what it's called. But like, was thinking about stuff like this. And then he clipped it. And I guess trying to make the wisdom of Sansa. And he has like a picture look like a Buddha stand or something, but raised on it. It's like a new age mystic type stuff. It'd be like with like the pipe piece in the back, like you still think. I actually liked it. I downloaded it before I could delete off his channel. So I'm gonna finish up. Next video, I may not play video games again. So this was a surprise one. I was gonna go live to play video games. Ended up talking about hidden truths in that video game, and then get into more of the topic of hidden truths in this world. Okay, and stuff. So actually, and this is not me being deceptive because I was intending to go live play video games. There was a change of course where now I'm not doing that. I'm doing something else. And now after changing my mind and doing other things, I'm deciding to retitle this into something else. It'll be MGSV and movies hidden truth. Okay, very simple. MGSV and movies hidden truth. There you go. Click save changes. I'm gonna end the stream. I might go live playing a bit later. It's 23:36 in school.